For today, we're checking out the state of PS3 emulation with RPCS3, and we'll do a side-by-side with an actual PS3 as well, just for the fun of it. I'm using the 3080 here for the GPU, and a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D. Sony doesn't really care, but just in case, I want to show you guys that I actually own these games on disc. So all the games that I'm showing you, I actually own, and I didn't download them. Alright, back to the video. MotorStorm Pacific Rift will be our first game, and we'll do our first test on an actual PS3, and then move on to the emulator. Let's do the first race and go from there. And as you guys can see in the top left, I've got the overlay enabled. If you have a modded PS3, you can actually enable an FPS overlay, which makes things way easier to track. And here we're sitting at 30 FPS, and all my trophies are repopping for some reason. I am offline, so maybe that's why it hasn't synced. But yeah, 30 FPS. It's a very stable 30 as well. It can fall down here and there, but for the most part, it is very close to that 30 FPS mark. For the emulator, I will be upscaling it to 1080p, and with a 60 FPS patch, hopefully. So yeah, can't feel any stutters, any lag spikes. It is pretty good all around. And moving over to the PC, we're sitting at 60 FPS. We can unpatch it as well and just go with an uncapped frame rate, but I've chosen 60 because it's more consistent and far more stable. And as you guys can see, the game is way sharper. It is running at 1080p. We're being upscaled to 1080p instead of 720p on the PS3. And yeah, looks way sharper, far more responsive, far smoother. It is just beautiful. This is a fantastic game, and it's still stuck on the PS3. So there are 3 games on the PS3, 1 on the PSP, and it got reported over to the PS2 as well. So I guess 4 games in total. And none are on the PS4, PC, or any of them. Unfortunate, really. So we can get some stutters here and there, but it is very minor, guys. This game is definitely playable on PC now. I played, like, I think 6 hours of this on the PC. And I had no crashes, no issues. It was just amazing. Do a bit more and then we can move on to our next game, which will be far tougher to run. I'm thinking Uncharted 2. I might do the first game first and then do the rest as well, because the first one is definitely playable. I played the entire game on the PC as well. It isn't as smooth as the PS3 in some areas, but I do know the game is fully playable on the PC. Alright, see you guys on Uncharted. Uncharted Drake's Fortune. Let's do the last level. I should have a save on my PC as well, but this area, the showdown, has heaps of issues on the RPCS3 emulator. And this game is also a 30 FPS game. No surprises there, of course, but it is not a stable 30 at all. Like right here, it is falling into the mid-20s. It's been a long time. I've forgotten the controls, but you can just cheese this guy right here. Shoot the boxes a bunch and he'll run away. Oh no. There we go. See, now he just runs away. I'm shoot his little donkey teammates. Second stage, right here again, FPS dips. Low to mid-20s there for a second. Again, shoot the box and he'll move along. So last time for me on the RPCS3 emulator, I was getting, I think, 20 FPS here. It was pretty bad. Oh no. I was playing on the normal difficulty, but it was just far too laggy to be playable, so I finished the game on the easy difficulty on the PC emulator. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it runs now. Hopefully it's near 30. Because on the PS3, I've beaten the game on the hardest difficulty. It's definitely playable, and it's not too difficult either. So yeah, see you guys there. And back on the PC, running at 30 FPS. The game's going to be stuttering for a little bit while it's compiling the shaders, but it should get better as we keep going. And again, it's being upscaled to 1080p as well. I'll give it a second to do the shaders, but so far we are sitting at 20, like how it was when I played the game a couple of years ago. It's not too bad actually. Oh, there you go. Yeah, mid-20s, guys. There we go, he runs away. Pretty good, actually, guys. I mean, low 20s still, but it can also set into the mid-20s as well. Like last time I couldn't even get near 30 here. Now sadly this emulator is very CPU intensive, so if you can't get these frame rates, it is most likely due to your CPU. Because the GPU is sitting at 30%. It is barely being utilized. There we go, last guy. So yeah, sadly this game is still very inconsistent. It can sit into the 30s for the most part, but in those heavier scenes it will fall down into the low 20s and it becomes very sluggish. Lower than what you get on an actual PS3. Yeah, if you fail this, quick time, it fails the level. You gotta start again. No checkpoints here at all. And that's time for Gran Turismo 5. And this game is a 60 FPS game, and it can do 1080p, as far as I know, on the PS3. But for this one, I'm running at 720p for all the games, so we're not gonna be pushing 1080 at all. And yeah, we have 16 drivers on the track, and the game is a mostly 60 FPS experience. It can fall below it at times, into, I think, the mid-40s, but it's very rare. As you guys can see, it is holding it at a locked 60. Game is super responsive, looks sharp, looks fantastic, guys. Go past all these guys real quick and then we can go ahead and try it again on the actual PC. But from my experience on the PC, that's also a mostly 60 FPS experience as well. It does fall apart if you have heaps of drivers in front of you, but again, for the most part, it will be 60 FPS on the emulator. So yeah, there we have it. I will see you guys on the PC version. Ah, it's locked. I haven't got the full track unlocked here. Okay, we'll do... Alright, Laguna Seca then. Let's go. I haven't got any cars either. That sucks. We'll just run the Evo 10, I think, right? Yeah, the Audi R8, actually. Yeah, back in the day, my friend gave me this game to try out, and I was not a fan. Half the cars don't have interior models. The cars don't get damaged. I was not a fan at all. And yeah, in the game, guys, we're sitting at 30 FPS here for now, but we'll give it a second for the shaders to compile. And it should get better in a second. So yeah, 40 FPS back here. And once we go ahead, it should slowly climb up. Sitting at a stable 40 to 50. Can't feel any stutters or too many at all. So it's good in that aspect. And there we go, in the front, 60 FPS now. Finally. So I've played this game for, I think, 4 hours on the PC version, and it is definitely playable, at least on my system. Again, it will have FPS dips at the start, but for the most part, it should be in the 60s. I guess the low 60s, because it's capped. This game is definitely one of the, I guess, grindiest to 100%. Has so much content in it. It's pretty insane. I think I put like 40 hours into this game on the PS3. Played it all the way through. Got the extended ending. Did all the tests. It was a pain towards the end. It was so grindy. And then you have Gran Turismo 6, which is just super short. You can finish it in like 20 hours, or maybe 10 hours actually. It's a very short game. And if you do B-spec races, even faster, because the AI just drives for you. And next game is God of War Ascension. It's my first time playing this game, so I have no clue how the game runs on a PS3. So I can't tell you much about that. But so far the FPS is uncapped, it seems like. It can easily go above 30. Yeah, I can't really feel the FPS dips though. Should have dodged that. But these first party games have the most trouble on the PS3 emulator, so it should be tough to run. Cool. I would assume it's going to be a 30 FPS experience though, because it is a, I guess, late cycle PS3 game. But it's weirdly uncapped. I'm actually surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if it falls below 30, because every PS3 game at some point will fall below its FPS target. It's just guaranteed. Oh, there you go, 29 FPS there. Like right at 25. 24 FPS was the lowest there. I've personally played the first God of War. I've got the 100%. We'll do the second one as well, but I gotta have a video up for the collectibles. Sadly for the other games in this video, they won't get remastered or remade, but for God of War, there's been a rumor that a remake of all the games is happening, or a remaster of them is happening. So these games might come to PC at some point. 23 FPS during the cutscene. I think it is doing better than the PS3, at least for now. Oh, I always curse it. I always jinx it, every single time. Alright guys, sadly this game isn't working anymore. Just straight up crashing now. I've tried a few fixes, but not working at all. I don't know what happened, but let's move on to the next game. And the next game is Killzone 3, guys. A straight up banger. I haven't personally played the campaign before. I played the beta, I think, or the demo. That was really fun. So far though, it is holding 30 FPS quite well. We've had a couple stutters, but that's pretty much it. Alright, here we go though. The fight is going to begin right here.
Hey, Sarge, over here. Where are the others?
This game has some awful controls though, I won't even lie. Okay, 30 FPS still, surprising. Feeling pretty good actually. Game is so satisfying like always. The shooting feel is just amazing.
Come on, the river's this way.
And sadly all these games are stuck on the PS3. There's one PS4 game, but that's not going to get remade or whatever. That's also stuck on the PS4. I guess it can be played on the PS5, but it won't be coming to the PC. At least for now, I guess. I don't know. It might happen. So yeah, 30 FPS here, guys. I'm sure it's going to fall down at some point, but let's see it on the PC now. I mean, it's crazy how good this game looks. It's honestly holding up super well on PC at 1080p. It looks gorgeous, guys. And that's the thing with these late-gen first-party PS3 games. They are optimized super well for the PS3, so it makes it very hard to emulate them. Harder than a third-party game. We are playing on an actual level now, and the FPS is capped to 60 instead of 30, like it was on an actual PS3. So yeah, 30 FPS up to 40 FPS, and heavier scenes, it falls into the 20s like always. But still pretty impressive, to be honest. It's very impressive. Yeah, 60 FPS ain't happening, but 30 is kind of there. Do a bit more and then we can move on to the next game, which will be a third-party game. It's a third-party game that is, it's kind of stuck on consoles because the PC port is so bad. It'll be a surprise for you guys. You'll see in a second. And for our next game, it is Splinter Cell Double Agent. I love this game, but this PS3 port is horrendous. This game is only good on the 360 or on Xbox Series X if you have that as well. Trash on PS3, trash on PC. Just awful, awful ports. And you guys will see in a second why it's so bad on PS3. On the PS3, it plays at 10 FPS pretty much. It is unplayable. 20 FPS at most. And on the PC, it crashes, has bad controls, graphics aren't as good. It is just a mess. Horrible port. But yeah, here we are, sitting at 10 FPS, guys. Ubisoft thinking this is okay. Can't make this up. I mean, who bought this game and actually played it on the PS3? It is just... It's actually unplayable, though. 11 FPS, guys. And it doesn't get any better either. Look at this. Look how laggy it is. So I bought this game from CEX and it was broken. It was a bad disc. So I took it back. They cleaned it. Came back home. Still broken. So I got a refund. I bought the game off eBay. Played the game and I was like, what is this frame rate? I thought it was like my PS3 that was having an issue, but no. It is just so bad. I have a PC copy. Again, trash. Not a good port. So I was left to buy the game on 360. And that is pretty close to 30. Which is nice, at least. There's a port that is somewhat playable. If you haven't got an Xbox, then the best way to play this game on PC is to get the 360 version and emulate it. It runs at 60 FPS and it's very stable, or very smooth. It's pretty clunky on how the game loads, but it's definitely playable on that. And I played most of the game through the emulator. So yeah, this game on PS3 is horrendous, getting 10 FPS, up to 20. If you want to get 30, then you can use sonar. Where is it? Is it up? And there you go, you get 30 FPS. That is the, I mean, not even that to be honest, it is 28 FPS with sonar. So yeah, there you go. That is how the game was released. No updates after that. Just an awful port. And that is how it was with early PS3 games. See you guys on the PC now. There we go. Look at that, guys. A straight 30 FPS lock. That is fantastic, but expected. We are getting some issues with the shadows, looks like. Yeah, flickering quite a bit. On the 360 emulator, it doesn't have this issue at all. It is perfect, pretty much. I saw this on TV, I don't know when, long time ago, and the first level is just so hype. Isn't he up here? I thought I just saw the guy. Huh. Well, this is an issue, isn't it? The game flickers like crazy. On the wiki, I didn't see anything about like flickers in the campaign mode, so I guess the best way to play this game is the 360 version on the PC. Or if you have an Xbox, just play it on that, you know? If you have a 360, Series X, any of them, just play it on that. And the next game is Infamous, the first one. So this game can do 30, but at the same time, it easily falls down into the 20s, the low 20s. But it feels pretty smooth for a 30 FPS game. Oh no. That is amazing. That is just fantastic. Like right there again, 20 FPS. So yeah, the fire and the general effects make the FPS fall quite a bit. But just during gameplay, when nothing's happening, just roaming around, it is a pretty solid 30. And back on the PC version, so far pretty decent actually. The audio is stuttering a little bit, but FPS wise, pretty good. And yeah, playing at 1080p, the game looks way sharper, guys. Way better. And we still have plenty of headroom on the GPU to get more. So if you want to play at 4K or whatever, you can try it out and see how you go. But again, some games will have issues playing at above, I guess, the base resolution. And on the PS3, we had FPS dips into the 20s. On my PC, it is not happening. In the intro, it fell into the 20s for a little bit, but during gameplay, it's been sitting at like the low 30s up into the low 40s. CPU's at 60% and the GPU's at 30%. So I could easily do 4K and still get 30 FPS. Right here, it is falling into the 20s. Again, I jinxed it. And the audio does stutter quite a bit as well when the FPS falls into the mid-20s. And for our next game, we're playing Resistance 2. Let's see how we go. Man, I do miss this generation. Something unique about it. I don't know. I miss it a lot. PS1 and the PS2 have some jank. They were just, you know, still trying to learn and get it down. But during the PS3 and 360 gen, we had good stories. Games came out quick. And the companies weren't too greedy. 30 FPS like always, guys. You already know. But obviously in those heavy scenes, it will fall. Like every other PS3 game out there. These controls are pretty bad again, to be honest. You have to you have to tap to crouch instead of hold to crouch. And also the motion controls in these early PS3 games, just so forced, man. It is just... They were forced to use it, I guess, to show it off. Show off the control attack. Wait, I'm being chased here. Hold on, what is this? Press R2 to fire homing tag. That's sweet. It's got aimbot. Alright, here we go. PC version at 1080p. Looks great, guys. Way sharper. And at 30 FPS like before. Am I dumb? What happened? Why can't I climb this? There we go. I can spend the next 20 or 30 years just playing these older games. Just too fun, man. They're just too fun. I do, here. Easy, let's go, baby. Yeah, I'll do it as well right here. Turn around, buddy. There you go. Thank you. Actually feels far more stable versus the PS3 version. Right here, the FPS fell down to like 27. Let's see if it happens here as well. Seems to be a solid 30. Seems pretty good so far, and on the wiki, it says that the game is fully playable, so should be good all around. But again, it depends on your CPU and your system in general. If you have a weaker system, you might be having a harder time running these games. At least at full speed. Get out of the way, dude. You just got shot in the head. Is he? Okay, he's fine. So on the wiki, there were no configs, or like setup files or whatever. So I just found one online of someone else's post, and seems to be okay. Sadly, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I'm like 12 hours deep, and I've still got to go edit the video, and MGS4 is taking forever to get going on the PC version. So yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to sub to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Next video. See you guys there.